What is going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back again for another video. And finally, we snapped that dreaded 5-game losing streak. Man, does it feel good. But again, this is the Detroit Pistons. We've seen this before. We play a bad team, we'll win. I hope we win against Saturday. I know the Cavaliers are a playoff team, but they don't have Jared Allen. He's out with an injury. Plus, they're not really a top 8 team. That's normally where we lose to those top 8 teams ahead of us. So hopefully we win that because we need it. It's really tight on the East right now, and every win counts. And if we're only ahead of 2 games against Cavaliers, and we can easily slide to 6th, 7th seed if we don't start winning these games. So we gotta start really taking this game seriously. But the good news is Caruso and Patrick Williams are gonna practice from what I heard on Saturday. So hopefully we'll get them sooner rather than later because I know we really need them. This is a big win against the Pistons, but it's a lot closer than I wanted it to. This is why we don't get the recognition that we deserved because yes, we are beating the teams that we're supposed to beat, but it doesn't feel convincing. So when we face the teams that we're supposed to split, either we get blown out or we just lose, they just lose flat out, so, or we just don't have any chance whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, there's some games like the Milwaukee game the Memphis game where we're in there, but for the most part, man, against, the Miami or Phoenix, we just get blown out. And hopefully we get that Cavaliers win. Like I said, we do need that. We do. Celtics won tonight as well. So it is a really tight race right now. Really tight. And Celtics are playing great. We'll talk about their seeding on another video. But as far as this game, there's a few positives in this game. Honestly, I mean, the defense looked good. They were kind of like a daisical, in the opening stages. But you see the fire on Tristan Thompson. That's what I want to see with this team because it feels like they're lacking heart. When they played against these teams, it looks like it just feels like I got to get my shots. I got to get my shots. Oh, whatever. If we lose, we still have, X amount of games. But no, this is a tight race right now in the East. It's not the East of 5 years ago. So you got to have some sense of urgency here if you're a Bulls fan or if you're a Chicago Bulls player. And I saw that in Zach LaVine, like he's jawing with Cade Cunningham, and you see him, he wants to be aggressive. He's going to the hole, and in part, that's why we have 35 free throws. We mentioned about that disparity on free throws, but at the same time, how are you going to get free throws if DeMar just keeps on shooting, jumpers against good teams who doesn't bite on pump fakes or, are just disciplined enough to just stay on the floor and play him close up. Because if you watch DeMar, if you give him a little space, he can pull up and knock it down your face. Like he's lethal like that. If you play him close, I don't think he's fast enough to leave you behind. So that's why, for the most part, he'll shoot a contested fadeaway shot, which is a lower percentage than normally if you give him just a little space. So he needs to recognize, or not only him, but the offense has to recognize how the defense is playing him. If they're close, maybe give him a screen, or maybe have him give up the ball. You can't put him on an island if it's like Matisse Thybulle or something like that, because he's a great defender, and those shots are not gonna go off. Like whenever there's a cross match between him and Jeremy Grant, he got blocked. He's lengthy. He plays really good defense, especially with his size. So that is something that maybe Donovan has to recognize. Hey, give him a pick, give him a screen. Don't make him do 1-on-1 because half the time he's just gonna miss the shots. He shot fairly well tonight. He's kind of back to his DeMar when we had the winning streak. But then again, we've seen this dance before. We know this is gonna happen. What we want to see as far as progression is the Bulls, DeMar, Zach, Vooch, doing this kind of games on the teams that matters. Because we've seen this before. And it's great. It comes at a perfect timing. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that we won. We got the big three clicking right now. DeMar with 36, Vooch with 21. That's pretty big game for Vooch, and Zach with 25. That is great. But do this more consistently on great teams. Now, there's a few lineups here as well that kind of got me confused, because if DeMar and Zach are clicking, and you can make an argument like towards end of the second half, towards late third quarter to fourth, Zach and DeMar were killing it, and Vooch was there, and Kobe and Ayo. Out of those guys, Ayo is the only one who's pretty good defensively. If they're both clicking, I mean, Zach and DeMar, why do you need Kobe in there? Maybe put somebody else, Derek Jones Jr. or Javonte Green, who can help out on defense, because there are stretches where our defense, we're just confused. The rotation, we leave some wide open shots, and luckily we're playing Detroit, so they're going to miss the shots. But if those two are hot, do you really need more offense on the floor? Why not sit Vooch, put Tristan in, and then Javonte, and let those two go one-on-one? You know what I mean? Because they were hot. If they're struggling, fine. Put more offensive players on the floor, and rotate the ball, pass the ball, and all that stuff. Create offense. But they were hot today, and that's why the game is still close. Some of the coaching decisions is making you scratch your head. It's like, all right, we got four offensive players in there, and Ayo. The game is still close, even though we should be way ahead, because those two are hot. Why? Because we're just not good defensively. But hey, hopefully this get all mitigated when the return of Caruso, and Patrick Williams as well. So hopefully we get that. But big win nonetheless. I'm happy. It was depressing this past few days. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had no motivation to make videos, because I just, it's hard. It's hard to make videos when you lose 5 in a row, especially with this kind of team, So thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And I will see you guys in the next video.